Hey everyone, this is Daryl, also known as the average Excel user. In this video, I want to talk about the VLOOKUP function. This function is one of the most important tools that you can have at your disposal when working in Excel because it allows you to retrieve a piece of information from a lookup table based on a certain value. Let's start with the syntax or the makeup of the function. So the VLOOKUP function is made up of 4 arguments. The first argument is the lookup value. And what the lookup value is it's the value that you want to look up in the table array. Now the table array is a cell range that contains the value that you want to return. The column number of the table array contains the value that you want to return. And then the fourth argument, which is optional, specifies whether or not you want to find an approximate match, i.e. entered as true, or an exact match, which is entered as false. Now in this example, I have the average car dealership, and in this dataset here, with black headers, is the inventory at my dealership. And in my inventory, I have a ton of cars, and they're all different colors. I have black, red, green, gray, and blue. Then I have 3 empty columns here that I need to fill out. I have one for cost and one for the country where the car was built, and then the third column, which is the commission when the car is sold. Over here I have my first table array, or my lookup table, and here I have the color of the car as well as the cost of the car and the country that it was built. And over here, with the green headers, I have the commission, which is based on the cost. So let's go back to the inventory of my cars. And let's start by filling out the cost column. So the lookup value is the value that I want to look up in my table array. So the lookup value is going to be the color, which in this case is black. The table array is the cell range that contains the value that I want to return. So in this case it's cost, and the table array is going to be here. And I'm going to lock that array by pressing F4 once. Now the column index number is the column number of the table array that contains the value that I want to return. So in this case it's cost, which is the second column in my table array, so I'm going to type the number 2. Now for the range lookup, because I want to find the exact word black, I'm going to enter it as false. And that returns to me $30,000. Now let's take a look at exactly what's going on. So the VLOOKUP function, which you can see up here, is looking up B5, which is black. So what it's doing is it's taking the word black and it says, okay, let's start at this column here. Does this cell contain the word black? No, it doesn't. It contains the word red. Then it moves down to the next cell. Does this say black? Nope. Then it goes down to the next column, which does say black. It says, okay, let's stop here. And then within this table array, we want it to go to the second column, which is here. And this says $30,000. And that's exactly what you see here. So let's clear this and move on to the next column. Alright, so let's move on to the country built column. So our lookup value is black, and our table array is this cell range here again. I'm going to lock the cells by pressing F4 once, and then our column index number, it's going to be the third column because that's where country built is within our table array. So I'm going to type the number 3. And again, I want to find an exact match, so the word black in my table array. So I'm going to type in false. And that returned to me Mexico. So let's look at what's happening here. So it's saying, okay, let's look for the word black in our table array again. So does this say black? No. Does this say black? No. Does this say black? Yes. So then it says, okay, we found black. We're going to go to the third column now, which is Mexico. And that's what's returned over here. Alright, so last column, which is commission. So for commission, I have my lookup function, and I'm looking up the number 30,000. My table array is going to be here. Then I'm going to lock the cells by pressing F4, and our column index number is going to be 2, because commission is the second column of my table array. Now let's see what happens when I choose false instead of true. I get an error. Let's take a look as to why that's happening. So I have my cost of $30,000, right? And I go to my table array and I say, does this cell say 30,000? No. How about this one? 31,000? Nope. 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 So it can't find the value 30,000 in my table array. So it says, okay, I'm just going to return an error then. So the way to get around that is to change false to true, returning $1,000. So let's see what's happening here. So I take the cost of $30,000 and I go to my table array and I say, okay, is this value of 26,000 greater than 30,000? No. So it moves on to the next cell. Is 31,000 greater than 30,000? In that case, yes. Except it doesn't stop there now. It doesn't just take $2,000. It says, okay, 31,000 is greater than 30,000. So we're going to revert back to the previous cell, which is 26,000. And then we're going to go to the second column, which is 1,000. Which is why you see 1,000 here and not 2,000. So that's it. My data set is complete. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.